A very good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining. Dr. Anuradha, shall we start the session? Um, am I audible to everyone?
Yeah,
Yes, Hannah, you
Dr. Anuradha, can you hear me? Can somebody respond?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So a very good evening. Thank you so much for joining for today's session. So it's my pleasure to welcome you all to the session, which serves as a debriefing of the third International Symposium on Disaster Resilience and Sustainable Development, which was an initiative organized by Asian Institute of Technology. The symposium aimed to foster discussion on enhancing developmental practices to mitigate long-term complex risk posed by disaster and climate change, while advocating for equitable sustainability. So as we join here for the debrief session today, we have a very esteemed panelist joining us for the session. So without any delay, I would like to move on and start the session. And I would like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed moderator, Dr. Sheikh Tawhidul Islam, sir. He is currently working as a professor at Jahangirnagar University and also as a senior research fellow specializing in disaster management and climate change analytics in South Asia at United Nations University Institute for Water, Environment and Health in Canada. So thank you so much for joining our session as a moderator. Without any further delay, I would like to hand it over to you to set the context and also to steer the session and introduce the speakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hannah. Good afternoon and welcome to this debriefing meeting on the third International Symposium on Disaster Resilience and Sustainable Development, DRSD. This two-day symposium took place on 7 and 8 December 2023 at the AIT Conference Center, Thailand. The organization of DRSD 2023 was led by Dr. Indrajit Pal, Chair of the DRSD Organizing Committee and the Chair of Disaster Preparedness, Mitigation and Management, DPMM, at the Asian Institute of Technology, Thailand. This successful event was supported by 19 institutional partners, including the Climate Action Resource Network, Asia Pacific, CARNAPI. And according to the conference wrapping report from DPMM, we know that over 220 registered participants from 85 different institutions across 25 countries attended the symposium. And those papers and the presentations focused on current and emerging issues in disaster risk reduction and sustainable development issues. The event featured 7 keynote speeches, 126 oral presentations, 24 posters, and multi-sectoral dialogues through 4 panel discussion sessions. We are delighted to have Dr. Indrajit Pal, the key figure behind this significant event, present with us today. And I welcome Dr. Pal. We are also honored to have 2 other distinguished speakers with us, Professor Sumit Sen and Professor Mohua Mukherjee. Dr. Sumit Sen is a professor of ecohydrology at IIT Roorkee and the head of the Center of Excellence in Disaster Mitigation and Management based at IIT Roorkee. He is also the chair and member secretary of the South Asia Alliance of Disaster Research Institutes, SHADRI. Professor Sen's work includes modeling experiments to investigate water movement through various watershed components, understanding surface runoff generation mechanisms, rainfall runoff modeling, hill slope hydrology, watershed management, low-cost hydrometry instrumentation, sediment transport, and spring hydrology. We are delighted to have him with us today. Professor Mohua Mukherjee is also with us. She is a professor in the Department of Architecture and Planning and the joint faculty and former head of the Center of Excellence in Disaster Mitigation and Management at IIT Roorkee, India. She received her postgraduate education from Jadavpur University and IIT Roorkee and obtained her PhD in the field of sustainable urban development. Professor Mukherjee is the Secretary General of South Asia Alliance for Disaster Resilience Institutes, SADRI, and a member of the Asia Pacific Scientific and Technical Advisory Group of the UNDRR, and also the Global Alliance of Disaster Research Institutes, GADRI Board of Directors. Today's event is organized by CARN-AP, supported by Sphere India Academy, and PRISM. CARN-AP is a space for uniting the voices of professionals, agencies, and volunteers working in the Asia-Pacific regions. It emerged from the realization that experts and agencies working in different thematic domains of disaster management at different scales with diverse communities need a platform for knowledge sharing on adaptation to climate change and enhancing community resilience through discussing, sharing, disseminating relevant learning techniques, good practices, and innovations. The objective of the meeting is to inform local level disaster management professionals, grassroots level volunteers and activists about the outcomes of the meeting, the DRSG meeting, and to think about how we could take the DRSG learnings forward for transformative actions towards developing a resilient society in our region. The chairperson of CARN-AP, Dr. Aniruddha De, is present with us. Welcome to Dr. De as well. I am Sheikh Tawhidul Islam. I am a professor and director in the Institute of Remote Sensing and GIS, Jahangirnagar University. I am basically a geographer by training, by academic training, and working in the interface between science and social science to understand the disaster risk management issues in a better way. Today, we have a good number of audience members and colleagues joining us in the meeting. I welcome you all. With this note, I'll conclude. May I now request our distinguished guests, the speakers, in 10 to 15 minutes to share your thoughts reflecting on the DRSG 2023 Symposium and a way forward so that the overall aim of these regional actions could contribute to achieve lasting impacts in the lives of the people of the region. May I first request Dr. Indrajit Pal to deliver your speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Islam. So it's really a delightful moment, and also joining with our friends and colleagues from IIT Roorkee. We are connected in various aspects in a very frequently for various reasons. So thank you so much for organizing this event, and I'd like to congratulate Professor Islam and also Aniruddha for organizing this event. Today, I'd like to brief a little bit about what happened during this 2 days conference and why we are doing this and for how long it is continuing. and successfully, and also the network built on that. I'd like to share the screen. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I think after a long break of COVID, we are really skeptical about that conference as well, because this conference we have started the series International Symposium on Disaster Resilience and Sustainable Development that we call series, and that we have started in 2019, first one. That was in person, and after that we also planned for the second one on 2021. And as you all know, 2021 was COVID time, and that time the conference we have organized completely online, and it was extremely successful, and we came up with about 4 publications books out of that conference as well, and also 2 volume of special issue of the journal. So in 23, what we decided from the conference team, let's go for the in-person, and it was really big challenge to have in-person after a long time, and we really got a extremely good response from various part of the world. So today I'll brief what was the in a nutshell what happened and what type of discussion happened, and what are the areas we have covered. So in our AIT campus, we have a self-contained conference hall, and also facilities for everything like dining and staying also. So the symposium gathered about almost 200 plus, 240 participants from 25 countries. That's a very big achievement for us. We got a diversity and diverse dimension of people, and also the expertise as well. So we got policymakers, practitioners, students. We also encourage students a large extent, and also tried to subsidize in various aspects to providing some students free accommodation, some student 100% of registration waiver, some student 50% of registration waiver. So whatever is possible, we have tried to do for the students first, and we got a very strong response for the students. And we really appreciate students' participation, and encourage also to improve the early career researcher. So this is the footprint of the conference, from where we have received all the participants. You can see it's from low income, medium income, and all different level of countries. Even some of the countries also from Africa also participated. We tried to do that conference as minimum as possible, low carbon impact, in terms of putting everything on digital format. We have circulated very low number of papers during the conference, and also used as much as possible less number of papers during the conference. So this is our institutional partner, and this is the institution who have supported in various aspects. You can see Carnegie also one of the institutional partner, along with SADRI, South Asia Alliance of Disaster Research Institute. So this is also Professor Sumit Sen and Professor Moha Mukherjee will brief in detail about the organization. So we are also happy to work with all these organizations during the conference as well in various aspects of support. So these are the thematic area we have tried to cover. There are, disaster management is a very vast area. Since we have started, we have tried to focus some of the areas in Southeast Asia, which is the key impactful domain, and which might be helpful for the resilience building of the region. So this time in 2023, we have tried 6 thematic areas for the focus for the technical papers and also panel discussions. Climate change, disaster risk reduction was one of the key focus, disaster and climate resilience in coastal and marine system and delta system, remote sensing application. Then governance was also one of them, resilience of the urban and built environment, and especially for the infrastructure. And the last one, strengthening ecological and natural system or nature-based solution. So few key points, we also try to reach out some key figures in the disaster management domain. as a keynote speaker. So in the keynote speaker also, we have tried to try to discuss about what are the data availability, data technological accessibility, and also risk and resilience component in the country context in Thailand as well. So there are few panel discussions also organized with considering like various organizations starting from ADB, ADPC, and at least 6 to 7 international organizations also responded and joined that panel discussion in these 2 days. So we had 4 panel discussions and also 145 oral presentations in 2 days. So you can understand, like say, completely packed program, and 20 poster presentation was also there. So this is the details of the sessions. We have a large number of oral presentation and also poster presentation. And both the presentations, we have also published a digital version of abstract compendium. I believe like all of the participants also received the document. And also we are very regularly in touch with the team, with the participants for updates of the upcoming activities and any other type of activities. So this is the publications for DRSE 2021. And for DRSE 2023, the things are in process. We already called for the full papers, and we got approval from Elsevier and Spinger for publishing few books, and at least 4 books maybe in the pipeline, and all will be Scopus indexed chapters. So we are expecting at least almost close to 100 chapters in various books. So deadline is still there, like 28th of February. I think we are also sending a reminder to the participants, like to receive. Already we have received a couple of full papers, and things are in the process of review right now. Now, before I conclude, for AIT, since we are promoting the higher education, so this is the August intake for the higher education is also going on, like master's and PhD degree program. So those who are interested for the higher education, so that also they can scan this QR code and also get more detail. There are a few international scholarships also available. This is the group photo, and we are expecting to be in the campus, join us in 2025 DRSD, DRSD 24, the 4th one. Okay, so with that, I'll conclude, and also would like to very much see many of you in 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Paul, for your very nice presentation, where through which you just informed us about the big success of the event. You just very in detail mentioned about the outcomes of the project, the participants, and also finally, most interesting part is a number of books are coming out as part of the whole process, where 150 maybe peer-reviewed papers or the chapters will be published, which will be Scopus indexed, and also Elsevier and Springer, they will publish the paper. So it will be very good kind of support the participants will receive, and a number of students are also they joined. So it's a fantastic event, and we talked about much about this particular events, and you mentioned how did you just manage all those programs during COVID time as well, online conference, and in 2019 there was another successful event. So I think it's a very nice presentation summing up of all the activities you have performed. We'll maybe come back to you if there is any questions or any kind of request for developing partnerships based on these learning processes that we have received. So at this moment, thank you so much, Dr. Paul. At this stage, may I request Professor Sumit Chen to deliver your speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Islam, and thank you, Dr. Paul, for a really nice sum up of the DRDSD in terms of like how really, what type of different thematics you have covered. That was very fantastic. I really like the ideas. And so at this time, I just want to say thank you for inviting me to talk about the some of the thoughts which I saw from Dr. Pal's presentation. I was not able to attend, but our IIT Roorkee team was quite a bit there in the conference, and I was also from the center. I was also being briefed before, also like what type of sessions and discussions happened, and it was a success. So, that's very good. Just to give a thought little bit upon from the IIT Roorkee side, I would like to mention that uh, how does the IIT Roorkee, as Dr. Islam mentioned, that we all are working in this region towards disaster resilience and sustainable development. So I just want to brief the audience here, like how the IIT Roorkee also is playing a role in the disaster resilience and sustainable development. So IIT Roorkee is basically a 176-year-old academic institution in India, and we have been playing a very big role in terms of the disaster resilience structures, be it from the water resources side, the dam constructions, and the building codes and the building constructions from a very strong department of architecture, but also from the civil engineering and the hydrology. And also we are also very much playing a big role, which one of the thematic was in the previous conference on uh, the water, yeah, so climate change and the risk reduction and the extreme weather, as well as the water supply, the thematic area. So in these areas, the IT Roorkee has been very forefront in this region also. And specifically, we do have all the specific departments at IT Roorkee who are working on different aspects of disaster resilience in their own domain, be it from architecture to management to mechanical, the industrial disasters, from mechanical engineering department. We do have dedicated center of excellence in different specific regions. So we're talking about, so I'm coming from the Center for Disaster Mitigation Management, which is a center of excellence in disaster mitigation management, and who are focusing on the lots of natural hazards and also the man-made hazards. And there are a specific center of excellence on the transportation, on the nanotechnology. So we do have specific centers of excellence which are focusing on different areas. But our centers, I'm going to focus on the Center for Disaster Mitigation Management at IIT Roorkee. So our Center of Excellence basically started in March 2026, no, 2006, and has a master's and a PhD program, and which is very much multidisciplinary. And the idea of the center is to develop a cadre where we have a disaster mitigation and risk management for sustainable development. So that is the vision of our center, which is very much aligned with the conference theme, the overall conference theme of DRSD overall. So CODM basically is a multidisciplinary center, and so recently, like what we do has we have very strong multidisciplinary curriculum, PG curriculum we have, starting from the introduction to disaster management. We have courses on the disaster management, and then we do have the sustainable development and risk assessment modules. But we do also have running core courses, the elective courses on specific natural disasters, be it the landslide early warning system, be it the earthquake early warning system. And also, we do have a very strong component of the vulnerability and risk assessment tools. And our faculty has been also been training the students in the area of forecasting of the extreme events. So that is another area where our Center of Excellence has been working. And this is sort of very important in terms of uh, developing our society towards sustainable development or resilient to these disasters which are happening. And our center has been working very strongly between the different disciplines in terms of, so we do have the natural and physical sciences courses and curriculum, and also connects to the social sciences. As Dr. Islam mentioned, that his area of research is into the physical science as well as connecting it to through the social science also. And a similar way, the center has been working in different ways of sciences of natural as well as physical sciences, and connecting it to the disaster social sciences. Our center basically has been doing a lot of research from different faculties who have been working on disaster risk monitoring and assessment, disaster risk modeling and projections, and as well as the disaster risk reduction and management. And they are cutting across the different areas of work in terms of weather and climate extremes. We are also developing the area of in the terms of biological and industrial hazards. And we do also cutting through the urban rural areas in terms of food, water, livelihood, infrastructure, health sector, because that is where a lot of emphasis has been going on in terms of the water supply, and also the food, water, energy nexus comes into the picture. How we are doing this is like the two or three major areas. So we are doing the research in terms of in the area of water resource monitoring and assessment. We have been developing the earthquake. We do have a earthquake operational early warning system which is running for the state of Uttarakhand, and it is one of the state of the art which system which is working, and it has been very much appreciated at the national level. But the faculty is also developing the landslide early warning system, which is at the territorial scale, not at the smaller scale. It is a larger scale system which has been developing. But along with that, it gets into the from the weather and climate modeling through the high resolution weather forecast research forecast modeling done at a larger and a smaller scale to feed into the different disasters which are happening in the Himalayan region or overall in Southeast Asia, and be it the mountainous system where we have disasters from the flood or extreme event or the flash floods or the avalanche, but also or in the urban area also we do have a strong take in terms of the disaster management and understanding of those disasters. And how the center basically this platform of the conference which really happened, and we do also share this knowledge in different ways. We have been doing it very successfully in terms of the workshop. So different workshops on the early warning systems, from the earthquake, from the on the extreme event forecasting. Those are the workshops our faculty has been doing, or the Center of Excellence is doing for the young generation researchers. We also have been doing a lot of disaster management knowledge frontier lecture series, where we bring the people who from the ground who have developed, who have implemented different programs, different schemes. So we do share. We want to they share their own experiences. And as this conference, an international conference, like we do have been hosting a lot of platforms where we share the knowledge from different aspects. So we recently conducted the international conference, IDRIM 2023, on campus at IIT Roorkee, where around, yeah, very good number from the international as well as national level people organized. The another important area of our center where we also host is the Sadri, which Professor Mahua Mukherjee is going to speak more in detail. What are the different activities there? But another area, IIT Roorkee at the center is also a part of a consortium called Himalayan University Consortium, which is a short form of HUC, which has been hosted in EC mode in Nepal. But so CODM has basically been another strong stakeholder of this. Recently, we did a knowledge platform sharing on the hill heritage safety, and our faculty also have been sharing their expertise in the cryosphere thematic group there, and as well as the DRR and resilience thematic group, where we work together with the different 8 countries of those Himalayan University Consortium people in different thematic areas. That is about the IIT Roorkee and CODM, but also CODM is also working very closely, and it has been emphasized onto developing the international collaboration. And we do have a very strong collaboration with AIT, with Dr. Pal's group, but also overall AIT in terms like IIT Roorkee connects and develops different programs. We do have regular visitors from AIT, but also this also helps us to develop larger international proposals and studies which are needed for our region, which we are in a part of study with AIT, which we have been developing recently. And another last point which I would like to also share here is in terms of platform, in terms of the consortium development, but we also believe that the small MOUs can also give the platform for the student exchange, and we do really see there is a huge potential through different through this overall symposium and also the AIT and the other university MOUs which we are doing, that helps the early researchers to exchange their knowledge through a student exchange program as well as the faculty exchange program. So with this, I have a very brief idea about what the center is doing, IITR is doing. We would like to, I will be happy to answer and will be a part of the discussion later on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Shubhit Chen. Very nicely, you informed us what your center and IIT Roorkee is just doing in areas of disaster risk management. You very summarized very nice way about the approaches you adopted, about the works in early warning systems in landslide, earthquake, water-related modeling, climate change modeling. So also you just talked about the knowledge sharing approaches, the actions of SADRI and also the Himalayan University Consortium, your activities and engagements for the region. So all are excellent and all are very pertinent, I think, for us, all of us to just take, to design or to think of some new initiatives and to just work together through the network. And SADRI and the IT could just play some vital roles in this particular regard for developing partnerships and fostering partnership activities for our own resilience building. And why that is needed, maybe if time permits, then we'll just talk later. So thank you so much, Dr. Shen. Thank you so much for your very nice presentation. May I now request Dr. Mahua Mukherjee to deliver your speech. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I would also like to share my screen, if you allow me, Professor Islam. My video is not coming well, so I'm closing it. So I'm really very thankful that I got an invitation to talk here in this debriefing of this symposium, which is very, very meaningful title it is having, that is Disaster Resilience and Sustainable Development. Because everywhere we are talking about development and this development, how it is linked and how it can really go forward. So Professor Indrajit from AIT, almost single-handedly, I should tell, to whatever extent I saw, that he conceived this and he is taking it forward. And definitely he gave the other people chance, people like us, to chance to be part of it. And in this journey, probably I have, if I'm not wrong, probably from the very first DSRD 1, I'm part of it. Is it so, Indrajit? But
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, DSRD
From the
21
beginning.
was a challenge, but I was very much part of that online session. And the third one was like this, and I'm so very happy some of our ITR people would really go and take advantage of this type of, always joining physically in this type of conference brings certain advantages. So we encourage people to go and join and to understand that what this discussion means and how differently it can bring their own understanding to a different level and they can interact. So today I will not be really discussing a lot on DRSD directly, But as I'm getting an opportunity to talk about an alliance which is on the South Asia, that region based. And this alliance has primarily looked at one gap points, that is, till now we didn't have a common platform where we can discuss about transboundary similar type of risk, and which may be multi-hazard, and which is also not always only hazard is the major problem. Many a times vulnerability are the major problems. So all those common things, based on those, actually we thought about to bring this particular platform alliance, South Asia Alliance of Disaster Research Institutes. Several people have joined here, and I know from the type of work Aniruddha there he does and his friends they do, that is so very strongly grounded at the ground. And that is so very different and difficult, probably at least from the research institute's job and the groundwork. So Aniruddha's work has inspired not only me, maybe many people like us, and we are continuously following them. I will rather try to put it like this. So SADRI has a very good flexi system to understand that though major members are coming from research institutes from the region, but we are also very much open to learn from the people like what PRISM is doing and what other members are doing. Even if they are not member, then also there is a very good chance of exchange of learning. So from, because as all of us, including Indrajit, though he is at Thailand, but Indrajit has a lot of good experience in working in this region. So from that perspective also, I believe every one of us, we do understand that there is a strong need of uh, collaboration, discussion among ourselves. And we are so very happy that in our journey, we also got not only South Asian members, we have also other members who are very active as a member for SADRI. They initiate a lot of initiatives for the SADRI activity platform. We have started working in under several working groups, and each working group is led by a lead coordinator. Earthquake and landslide, that is the geotechnical group. The second one is hydromed group, flood, cyclone, and tsunami. Third one is critical infrastructure group. Fourth one is participatory community resilience group. Fifth one is nature-based resilience, and in today's time, a lot of emphasis has brought on these. And Dipti from Sri Lanka, she is the lead coordinator. The sixth one is a newer one, climate change impact on environment and health, and its umbrella is 2B. Dr. Piyush Srivastav, he is the member coordinator, and we are hoping that this group will also get good maturity within short time and will be able to have its own strong activities. And I also would like to highlight here, as already mentioned, I think I think all three speakers have talked about these young professionals. So SADRI also encourages very strongly, directly these young professionals. Very recent work we have done with these young professionals. One is the in the vernacular language. This time UNDRR supported this Hindi translation of the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction for the Children. And we got that advantage or opportunity, I will rather say, to translate it in Hindi. And it is also going to be on the UNDRR platform, this Hindi translation. It has already been accepted. UNDRR training for Korean school safety program, which they repeated in India. Our young professionals, they got invitation and they attended that 3-day program very actively. On our campus also, we could do primary and secondary education intervention program through people, where you can see the IIT Roorkee team has put up fire-related information, earthquake-related information, Many such activities have been done by the school teachers who will go back, and it was also supported by Unnat Bharat. So school teachers were invited so that they can go back and excite the children further, how to really go for these. DSRD, as I mentioned, 2019 to 21 to 23, but I believe this 2023 was the very maximum, I will say the largest group from the SADRI was there uh, on ground also. So it was really good to see that if we can really support this unique sort of initiative which Indrajit has brought, we will be beneficial. Technical workshops, we do a lot, and several things we have done on earthquake early warning as well as climate change. We have also done through Dipti, we have done Avoidable Deaths Network, ADN. With ADN, we had a program where our young professionals, they presented. They were the resource persons invited. We were part of very recently held WCDM at Uttarakhand, and we have been NCDR Taiwan. As I was telling, not only our 5 countries from the region, we are getting very positive supports from especially Dr. Wesen Lei, I will mention, because not only this workshop, Wesen Lei and center with the support from SADRI has been able to bring out a larger sensor-based research program. And that research program will also include that at present it is primarily the earthquake related seismic activity, but it will also look for the scope to integrate the hydromet issues. So then it will be really a step forward, I would like to say. I would also like to highlight this another initiative of SADRI. We believe in collaboration. So you Inspire Alliance and IJL in Indo-Japan Lab, Keio University, Professor Rajiv Shaw and Rehema Hanifa, they are continuously working with us, and we could do third online critical writing workshop. Critical writing workshop, as I said, that maximum initial members of this particular network is from the institute side. So we thought what institutional benefit we can easily disseminate, we should really try to do that first. And this is one such thing where we felt the South Asian professionals are actually lacking several good inputs that how to really report their research works or their dissertation work. So we could see that we got really good reception from the participants, and we have done the third one also. So every year we are planning to do 2. We are very happy till now we could do that. And we will already Sumit has mentioned, so actually IIT Roorkee has supported this SADRI platform in every means: physical space, financial support, and definitely intellectual support. And this intellectual support we get from other members as well. And this Dream 2023 gave us, the SADRI, a wonderful golden opportunity to meet the members first time physically in one platform. So we could see Ahmed Dikshit ji and Hema Tilake and Abedin and our Harshit and Professor Emil Sharma. They are discussing these collaborative strategies. We had a wonderful lecture answer session, question answer session, ALAP. David Alexander, all of you know, IJDR editor-in-chief. He delivered this lecture, Disaster Risk Reduction is the first guide to the future. So SADRI is, wherever SADRI can do, SADRI is trying to bring some meaningful contribution. I know it is very limited. It can be something very, very scale-wise different. We are trying to do, but we have our own limitations as well. Member strengths are our strengths. Saturday's limitation becomes members' weakness. So that is another issue. We go for this different type of intellectual contributions. Asia, we are part of APDRR. Even this time in 2024, APSTC DRR will be held by organized by one of the key member will be IIT Roorkee Center, and definitely SADRI is already a member of APSTAC group, so SADRI will be contributing directly. We are having also several publications which are collaborative, so we are at least we are trying to have maximum members who come from different countries. They come together, and regional dimension we can bring together, and that is unique. Very recently we got one confirmation in PLOS Climate, that is the status and prospect of NBS in South Asia, policy-based analysis. And we were also there at APMC DRR, and SADRI brought the infrastructure-based note, and that was inaugurated by none other than UNDRR South Asia, UNDRR Asia Secretary. I'm forgetting his position. Marco has inaugurated, unveiled that. SADRI, time to time, though we are not quite regular, we are trying to be, but we could bring in 3 issues on SADRI newsletter, and every issue has a particular focus area where we get contributions and comments from many different members from different countries, and we also have some regular columns. So with this, I will come to my next slide, and not to say thank you right now. Before that, I would like to really invite Huda, who was physically there in the DRSD 2023. And she's a young professional member of SADRI. And if she can tell us something about that, how to really go forward for this.
Okay. What was her name?
Huda.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. What was the name of
Huda. Huda, sir. HUDHA, Huda.
Okay. Please.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Okay, please proceed. Please, yeah.
Okay, I'm Huda Abdul Salam. I'm working as a research scholar under Professor Mawa Mukherjee. And I was a participant in DRSD 2023. And it was of a great opportunity for young researchers like us, new in research area. Research. I'm new into this profession, and it was very helpful for me participating in an international conference like DRSD, and to getting know about the things happening around the world. It was really helpful, and I got to know many things and go to associate with know about other people who are working in the field. It was really an eye-opening session for me. And this is about the content of the DRSD 2023. Other than that, the organizing was also very managed well. It has to be mentioned when I talk about DRSD 2023. And other than that, as ma'am told exactly, taking forward the things that I learned from that, and to the practical side also, we are trying to incorporate further as government initiatives, and we are trying to contact with the ground people so that we could implement our research and our ideas on ground. So hoping to see further with the upcoming conferences. Again, thanks a lot for the organizers and DRSD 23, all the members and participants. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for your understanding and experience of the meeting you attended there. Thank you, Professor Mohua Mukherjee, for your very kind of elaborate presentation, what Sadji is doing and how could other people get touch into it or developing partnerships. I also came to know a lot of things, what Sadji is doing. And I have already filled in the individual membership form, and I'm also planning to just, participate or make the partnership with Sajji from my institutional, capacity. That means institutional partnership. I'll just talk to my vice chancellor, and I think there is a approval needed from his part to get the institutional partnership. You very nicely mentioned that some people are the key players in disaster risk management field. One is Dr. Indrajit Pal. You mentioned that he single-handedly just managed all the activities, and we just know that how big the event was with the figures he presented in his slides. And he also at the same time just gave opportunities to others to learn from how a large or big event could be managed with resources we have or they have. So this is a very good learning, apart from the learning of the disaster resilience issues and sustainable development issues. So we are really fortunate to have Dr. Indrajit Pal in the region, who is really supporting the activities and knowledge management research, and also just taking the ideas forward through different activities. So Dr. Mohua Mukherjee also mentioned about Dr. Aniruddha De. He is also working, he's playing very crucial roles to manage to organize the local communities to develop their capacities, to motivate them for volunteer activities so that disaster risks are reduced and they could just, invest their own resources towards sustainable and resilient lives in their parts. In September, in July, up to September the 4th, his organization Prism arranged 12 training sessions, online training sessions on disaster risk management issues. And so far, I remember that more than 1,000 young volunteers, activists, and the professionals participated in those particular events. And they requested for arranging in-person meetings, and he is just going to arrange a 5-day meeting or the training session in Alipurduar that will be taking place from 10th or 11th of March 2024. And he also contributed, he just arranged sessions before the APMCDRR that was held in Brisbane in September. He arranged the meeting, and all the people from grassroots levels, they contributed, they raised their voices, and he just put all the voices and the recommendations together, and it was handed over to the Indian delegation team, and through them that was handed over to the APMCDRR people at the time. So he is a key player as well. So I think I'll not talk much today. Our time is running out. I'll request Dr. Aniruddha to just give his opinion, since his organization Prism is organizing this, and also Carnegie is with this particular event, and Carnegie, he is the chairperson of Carnegie. So Dr. They will conclude with some remarks and way forward suggestions. So may I request Dr. Aniruddha to deliver your speech and say goodbye to all of us. And from my side, this is my last one or two points that I could just mention to you. That is, number one is that we have good professional skills and the capacities to deliver good outcomes through discussions, innovations, and other practices that we had in the recent past through different programs and the seminars. So maybe we could just write a big, thick report like the ISIMO did for the region, that the HIMAP. In the preamble of the report, they indicated that the voices and the knowledge and the learnings and the disaster situations are not well reported in the IPCC reports, not reported in the UN CBD, Convention on Biological Diversity reports, and so many reports. The South Asia region is less represented. And from that particular point, they initiated the HIMAP. HIMAP means, that means Himalayan Monitoring and Assessment Program. They developed they just pulled up all the resources and wrote the report. And this is a very nice report. Maybe not in the similar way, but we could just think of just collating all the information available in our region, so that we could just also create kind of influence them, the bigger players of the globe, about the problems we have, and also some solutions. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, Dr. Dey, and the organizer, the Aspire India Academy. And I also would like to thank Dr. Indrajit Pal. He is a very good friend of mine, and I feel very proud that he is my friend. He's really a big and good person, and also he could just motivate very nicely. I'm very happy to just get introduced with Professor Sumit Sen. I'm also very happy to get introduced with Dr. Professor Mahua Mukherjee. Thank you so much. With this note, I'm just concluding my kind of attachment with the meeting. And Dr. Onithuda, if you just close the session by just giving few words. Thank you so much. Dr. Dey, are you here? Can you hear me?
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Professor Sheikh Tauhidul Islam, for the nicely moderating the session. And I also would like to thank Dr. Indrajit Pal, Professor Mahua Mukherjee, Professor Sumit Sen. Actually, this, I don't want to talk much about PRISM or myself or something. This CARNEP, Climate Action Resource Network Asia Pacific, that was established sometimes in 2022. And then the issue was that all these resilience networks or different types of networks are there, but communities' voices are not reflected. So that was the main issue. We wanted that community should know what is what, and they should speak out. So based on that, basically Climate Action Resource Network Asia Pacific was formed. And we also knew that it was not possible for all the community level members to participate at the DRSD at AIT Bangkok. It was not possible. So a debriefing may help them. And I am just telling you that maybe today is Saturday, the participants are less. So, but the recorded total recorded this thing will be shared with the CARNEP members, as well as in Amader Sundarban group, in Apni Amiyo Bigyan group, in all the groups with whom actually I am associated. I'll share this with them. And I am really actually moved after seeing how this was organized at AIT Bangkok. And it was, the way it was organized, it was excellent, because everything, Dr. Indrajit Pal, he was sitting with us, but everything was done in according to the plan. But the most important thing was that the people who actually participated, who actually joined, and the papers, the quality of the papers, so that really moved me. And I wanted to actually collaborate with all such networks. Likewise, this SADRI, as we have discussed today, likewise ADRRN, and all such networks, this climate action network, South Asia and all. So with this, I would like to stop here. I don't want to say much. Rather, I would like to request Hana from Sphere India Academy. Well, this is also a very big network, and Sphere India is really a very big network. And I would request Hana to give a vote of thanks to all the participants. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anuruddha, and thank you all the speakers. It was an amazing session. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us. And it was a kind of information for us to know whom to reach out for what. So I would like to Dr. Mahua and Dr. Sumit for sharing a session, and also to Dr. S.K. Fahuzul Islam for moderating the session. And thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. Also extending thanks to all the participants who spent this hour with us. We hope you all join us for the upcoming sessions too. I also would like to thank Dr. Anuruddha for helping us planning this session and bringing all the participants. Thank you, everyone. We have recorded the session, and this will be on our YouTube platform. So if you want to refer to the session again. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.